Method probably going to be pushing a lot, playing aggressive, winning the Angels versus Team Ascend. Ascend? My goodness. Descend. Hopefully they ascended this one though, Jack. As we do head into the pistol round, Artist there towards mid. No smoke towards top mid, so he's going to be waiting for an ECT aggression towards the middle vicinity. Jenko though, not falling for that one. And now it's Jenko towards mid, and Stanley's playing B short. Ooh. Things have shaped up differently.
Yeah, this is a little bit uncharacteristic of what we see normally. Artis actually gets the opening frag though, taking down Stanley. Tudson as well, eliminating Weber. It's only Jenko to actually retaliate effectively as he finds that opening kill. Pulse gets overwhelmed by Artis, and this is all coming up Descend right now as it falls. The B bomb site has been completely overwhelmed by the T side. Nilzinho has to try and retaliate. We'll find one headshot. But what more can he actually achieve as he slowly bobs and weaves his way around? Will be punished by Whisk, and that is Descend getting the first round.
So, 3 players staying alive as well. Bomb going down. After plant 1 right there for the T side. As we do head to round number 2. 1-0. Pistol 1 for Descend. And I mentioned before in the preface, Method, if they won Pistol, if they won the first round, they could run away with it, right? This is now where Descend, they need to have rounds to buffer with. They need to get win versus the Force Fire, the win versus the Eco, get the 3-0 advantage. Oh wait, it's Whisk playing?
Yeah, so I just realized.
Oh, Whisk is playing tonight, of course. Okay. Okay, who's he replacing? Is Adzi there? There's Frankie, Tudson, ACL, Artis. Maybe he's replacing ADD, not quite too sure. But anyway, Weber will take down Artis as we are into a 3 versus 4 in favor of Team Descend. A 1-man advantage for them on their T side, but they are slowly walking towards Nilzinho. And actually, ACL is LOLs.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Oh, replacing. My goodness.
No, yeah. Brilliant.
You would think, right, if this was your one opportunity, like your breakthrough moment, you'd have the right name on, surely.
Yeah, no, he is, mate. That's not him. Lols is the player that's been replaced by Whisk.
But why is Adzi, or sorry, called ACL?
I don't know, maybe.
But this is your chance to break through, you know, to get noticed, and you just have some awful name on.
Well, why don't you tell him? Why don't you go, look here, lad?
Yeah.
All right.
What's his Twitter?
You come into my league.
I set the rules here. What on earth is that?
Meanwhile, you got Don Frank as well. I'm guessing.
Don Frank. That's a pretty
Frank?
good name. Yeah, that's Frankie. Don Frank's not too bad.
Frankie or Frank?
Or is he going to be Bot Frank?
The F-Meister.
Excuse me?
Frankazoid.
Frankazoid, all right.
Yeah.
Freaky Frank.
The freak dude. Freak man. The freak show.
Yeah.
The Frankinator. Frank Rye. F-Rye.
Can we stop now, please?
Franco. Frankie.
Frankie. That's the name.
But there you have it. Team Descend get the second round anyway. I don't know what's going on, mate.
So,
Stanley saved himself an AK, those nuts. He's got something to play with. He's got the rifle. He's ready. He's ready to go.
Yeah, you do see me. AK, he has a CZ as well. Surely he should throw that CZ over on top of it. Yeah, Jenko's gone and got that one in his back pocket. 3 MAC-10s right now. Galil there onto Tudson, and the AK onto poor little Whisker. As we do head into round number 3. This is a round where you want to stack up as much cash as possible. Good read here from the young guns going towards that B site. Team Method opting for that A site stack.
Thing is, Stanley though, he's going to be the one with the AK in hand. We know how deadly Stanley can be. Mirage, the map that used to be sort of his home turf, always so incredibly unreal when he plays this map.
Is he really abusing this bug? Does that work that effectively there towards B?
Could do.
I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out later on. But nevertheless, Artist there finds, nearly 3 frags. 2, that's what, 1.2k in the bank for him. He is probably the AWP, I think, for this side. So I might be Tudson, not really too sure. I guess we'll find out. Learn everything new from these new and up-and-coming inexperienced players.
I see how this retake will unfold, though. It's a 3 versus 3 as Stanley will make his play out towards the bottom side. Finds them, but he can't quite overpower them just yet. Gets punished himself. He gets taken down by Don Frank. Here comes Jenko with a backup of Nilzinho. Going to try and make their play known to the world. Obviously, it's going to be a fairly hard round, but they will get their buyout into the following one anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they go for. No kit in play. Time is of the essence, but it seems like they're just going to try and play for exit frags here. Snots.
Ooh, that's a nice one dig there from Frankie. And Jenko here playing it smart. He showed his MAC-10 towards B short. He's rotated back round, trying to play for exits with the MAC-10. Here's the AWP as well, so he finds the frag. Oh, gets the dink, but not quite the kill. So, we head into the first bar round here. Descend, they need this one. Get to 5-0. Try and catch Method off guard. It seems like whenever we cast Method, Jack, whenever they're playing versus an underdog team, they start off so slow.
Maybe we're the reason.
Maybe we're just like bad luck to Method.
Yeah.
We're the raid boss.
Could be.
And they take weeks to take us down. But eventually they do.
All right, kill Jaden. Calm down.
All right. What raid tiers did you play?
It's So, what, back in ICC, mate?
Oh, you were back in the Lich King?
Yeah, Lich King days.
Oh, wow, no. No, I started at Cataclysm. Yeah. That's when it all started.
Well, it looks like they've got some epic loot on the side of Method into this round.
That's when it all went downhill. But anyway, we're back now. Nilzina there, the FAMAS. Not quite sure why he's on that. Surely his manager's going to be a little bit better than that one. Tudson there with the AWP in hand finds the entry there onto Weber. As already 1 minute 20 on the clock, we see a one-man lead now for the up-and-comers, the young gunners. As Frankie there does get swiftly traded up by Pulse, but Whisker finds a nice clean headshot there onto Jenko. What is going on?
Getting absolutely pounded right now. Descender ripping their way through everything in front of them. Nilzinho will go down after he finds one frag. Now, in recent form, we have seen Method struggling a little bit on their CT side Mirage. They haven't had the most stellar games, and the CT side has always been where the cracks are showing.
Yep, you're all right.
T side normally where they perform a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, typically they go for, what, 10-5s?
Yeah.
8-7 in favor of the Ts. They do usually lose their CT side on Mirage.
Oh, yeah.
It's about how good they are on the T side. They win the pistol. They're so good at taking control of middle and getting entries off of that.
Early aggression coming out here from Whisk, who's going to try and charge in. Could be his downfall. You don't want to really give Weber that much to play with. They will start to shut them down. Weber goes huge, rolls back the ears right now as this is absolutely filthy. The Eagle skills come out to play, tearing his way through everyone, but the nades will roll in, blow him out of the server. Nilzinho and Jenko now left in the 2 versus 2 retake. Nilzinho, he can be sublime with a CZ75. He tags ACL down fairly low, and now starts to fall back. Jenko going to land the headshot as well. 18 HP left on him, then it all falls to Tudson, just playing from ramp. This retake could still be successful. They have the smoke on Nilzinho. Nilzinho, aware of the location of ACL, will overpower him, has the smoke to play with, can just drop it, nods and commit to the bomb plant. Jenko just needs to keep him at bay, finds the headshot on towards Tudson, and Method, luckily enough, are able to retaliate into this round.
They stacked that A site once again, and this time it paid off. Weber, though, sharp shooting from jungle. Brings them down one by one headshot at a time as they do try to cross towards that site. Team Descend at 4, Team Method at 1. They did win an eco round, which means they should have a bit more money to play with. You can see 2 players down 4,300. But then again, 3 players now prone to being reset. This is the round now where Descend, if they want to have an upset tonight, they need to win this round, get to 5. Win versus the Force, but that comes out of Method, and try to get that eco round on the board. Try to get to 1-7. Because once it's on the flip side, right? Usually, on your CT side, you want to get rounds to buffer once you swap onto the terrorist side. When you're playing versus Method, you want as many T rounds as possible.
Beautiful opener there from Weber as takes down Whisk. Tudson can retaliate, though. Tudson's actually been very useful at getting these opening impact frags on the board. It's been him and seems like Frank that are actually the ones going for those early aggressive plays.
ADD now with the AWP. Tudson throwing that one over as we do head into a 4 versus 4. Once again, 1 minute 20 on the clock. Information gathered there from Nilzinho. I mentioned before the inexperienced side, going for the pushes and pushing Descend back onto their heels, back against the ropes. The bomb as well towards bottom mid. So this is a slow round right now from Team Descend. They're trying to see if Method will get overly aggressive, try and find an entry for themselves towards one of these sites. Pulse slowly retreating back towards default. Has a flashbang, joined as well by Weber with the AWP, so Pulse can hold towards ramp or towards Palace, and then Weber can have the orb raining down hell towards those long-range jewels.
Making their approach in towards this bomb site. Pulse, so powerful normally at this position, but he actually steps out wide. It's punished by Tudson, but Weber, luckily enough, is able to respond. Goes for the opening frag, takes down Don Frank, but unfortunately his teammates are starting to fall around him. It's a 3 versus 2 retake situation. Weber and Nilzinho, the men with so much experience, the ones that need to try and do some damage. Nilzinho actually takes down Tudson. Weber have to switch out to an M4 as he's left to attempt to retake the bomb site, just firing off pot shots as he slowly makes his play in. Has the kit for the defuse as well, but he needs to go 1 for 1 here. Spots out Artist, but it will not matter. Instantly swipes him down. But the worst factor is as well, that is going to be the reset coming through. Only 2 players with cash on the side of the CTs.
So, 6,000, they're roughly on 2 players. They can buy up a double-up setup. I think a double-up setup could be fairly prevalent here. You can see the way that Descend are playing. They're playing for that pick style. You see Tudson playing aggressive there towards Palace. You've got players going through mid, the mid smoke, pushing up through short, But yeah, they're playing the pick style. Could try to go for that double-up setup, and if they did, play nice and passive, have them walk into the scope, and exactly that may just happen now, unless they go for the flashbangs. If they flash, Nilzinho off of this angle, but Tudson's going to duel him.
Oh, Nilzinho rips his way through 2 of them at once. The collateral comes out. This could be the difference maker here. All off the back of Nilzinho's opening AWP frag. Going to be able to keep himself alive as well. Extinguishes the fire over by Forest. and all the T's are forced to fall back. They're going to be very spooked off the back of that one.
Terrified, mate. Absolutely terrified. Let's see, though. Jenko there, the third frag, saw the round. Neilzino there for a third for himself as well. One player alive, 1 versus 5, and that's a nice 4K there from the Ireland captain, Neilzino. 2-5 now, 3 rounds separating these two teams as we head into a fairly weak buy now coming up from the T's. Should be a quasi-buy here. Tech 9 armor, light utility as well. Try and get the bomb down, try and go for a fast player and execute towards one of those sites. Let's see if they smoke top mid as well. If they don't smoke top mid, that gives away the signal to the CT side that, yeah, we're either stacked towards A or we're stacked towards B and we're executing somewhere. And let's see. Did they throw a smoke towards top mid, I believe? Yeah, okay. So they smoke top mid. This is good. Let's see if they're going to see... let's see if there's an over-rotation right now. From the CT side, Jenko holding towards mid. ADD there throws that flashbang out towards middle. Trying to cause a distraction, trying to allow his team to push in through B versus just Neil.
Pushing their way in, going to try and overwhelm Neilzino here on the bomb site. Unfortunately, he isn't going to be able to pull out anything crazy with the AWP into this round. Jenko, and he gets 2 frags as well. He wasn't playing close under windows. They have been able to punish him as they take control of the site and can lock it down. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 retake here, as they do have utility to play with, though, over on the side of Methods Nuts.
They do indeed. Kevlar, AWP as well, and Whisk. He has to be so impactful right now. He's in quite a fairly bad position here. If he goes towards bench, that could be the round done and dusted right now for Descend, but maybe the fact that no one's coming from kitchen might catch them off guard.
Whisk finding the opening frag, takes down Pulse, and Stanley attempting to retaliate. He's got the UMP, but it seems like he's struggling a little bit. Lucky enough, Weber gives him the opening chance. If he finds a kill towards Touchstone, which he does, this round could be hugely manageable. ACL, the last man left standing, bounds out with the AK-47, tries to be a little bit acrobatic, but he will get put down, and this should be the defuse coming out just in the nick of time.
They have this one. The problem is that the after-plant positions there from Team Descend was fairly awful. You had the one player that planted. You had ADD that pushed. He was the only one with the rifle, okay? Ideally, you'd have your AWP towards bench, so he can peek towards window, peek towards L block, peek towards short, peek towards B-apps in case someone did die from B-apps on the flank. You would have ADD there towards B-apps because the bomb is planted for B-apps. You're not playing around the bomb. And then obviously that remaining player that plants on the site, and yeah, he can fall back to Van or play on default. So bad after plants here, but obviously inexperience does show. As the young gun's getting so aggressive and in the moment trying to push through market. Anyway, though, into this round, Rubber finds 1 onto ADD, but that's a fast reply there from Tudson onto Jenko. As once again, it's a 4 versus 4, 1 minute 20 on the clock. Seems like there's always those early exchanges and then things slow down.
Yep, Stanley ups his old tricks as well, just playing around the smoke here close towards ramp. Frank is there, has the back of a teammate in Whisk as well, so if they do lose one man, they can trade efficiently. They're going to try and go for the split push towards the A-bomb site. Stanley gets the opening frag, but will there be in a trade? Doesn't seem like it. He has actually forced Whisk all the way back to grab the bomb slots.
Yes, indeed. 1 man advantage now for Method. 1 minute on the clock. Bomb towards T-spawn. 2 players there towards Connector. If they can try and find a kill onto A, try and force the rotation from Weber. But it's hard. They can try and get in towards jungle. If they can catch Weber now off guard, get in towards CT and maybe flank towards B, but with 50 seconds left. Doesn't actually catch him off guard. And actually, Tudson gets the kill onto Pulse as well. 3 versus 2. Somehow, some way, Team Descend have the 1-man lead.
Stanley and Neilzino here to try and recover the round. Stanley will find the first tag, but it's not quite a frag, leaving Tudson just low, though. 16 HP to play with. Neilzino peeking over from short, trying to spot them out as they cross Stanley. They are aware of his location, but he just needs to try and get some kind of momentum behind him, some firepower to get these opening frags to allow his teammates to do anything. Tudson isn't going to be watching it. It's all on Whisk. He gets the long-range spray down to actually punish him, and now falls into a 2 versus 2. Manageable, but still going to be incredibly hard. Molotov on Stanley's outwork, force Tudson out of position, even if it doesn't shoot, but he fails it. This is critical to the round. Absolutely changes everything. Neilzino is forced to try and make the play with him, and it's Tudson and Artist to find the kills. Method, unfortunately, that one slip. Yeah,
that one Molotov would have flushed out the player there under balcony and would have left Tudson with an AWP in a, what, 1 versus 2. He would have got that frag there onto balcony, but instantly be traded. Yeah. So the fact that Molotov failed, granting Team Descend round number 6. So we are into round number 10 now, and let's see the buy. Even though they won the round, money is low on both sides. Sorry, Tech 9 onto ADD, 4 AKs as well across the board. No AWP on that T side, but Weber has that scoped gun. Molotov smoke as well. And he's going to get aggressive towards B-apps, trying to see if he can spot anyone out, and he does just that. Bomb, though, thankfully for the T side, was not spotted just yet. So we are seeing a fairly standard round come out just now. No presence shown yet towards mid. That's why we have 3 players here. No one pushed off short, no one pushed towards connector. A lack of mid control here from Team Descend could spell the end.
Hudson will get the opener, takes down Weber. The thing is, they are trying to play on that crossfire as well. Nilzinho needs to pick out the right time. We'll find one kill with his trusty old CZ, but it's nowhere near enough as he gets punished by Frankie, leaving them with just 2 players remaining. Jenko recovered the AWP. He's just trying to stay alive, playing that anti-flash angle, just keeping himself hunkered down with Pulse. The thing is, they might be better off just saving these weapons as well. Don't run the risk, don't try and do anything. Stay alive on the site.
Composed call here from the T side. They didn't get flustered in the moment. Whisk there, pushed on towards the A site. He had the site for his, and he keeps it. Jacob, did they buy up into this one? Yeah, they did. Wow. So this is going to be a reset round here for Method. If they lose this in the 2 versus 4, they need to find multiple frags here, but you're better off just saving Jenko. Surely, no money for them. And this could be number 7. One more round as well, and they could get to 8 and win the half.
You wonder if this is a little bit of frustration, as well as the fact he wants to punish them, because Jenko seems like he's overcommitting quite harshly into this round right now. Just going for those early peaks. There was any number of times he could have been taken down. If they lose the AWP as well, they're going to have nothing to play with really into the following round. It'll just be Pulse's AK. It's a scary idea.
Exactly.
Look at this, so fast as well up short. They're trying to take the fight towards him. Jenko does hear him, but he misses. Jenko going down. That's such a critical frag into the round. Team Descend also now get a free AWP.
Yeah, hopefully ADD does pick... Yeah, okay, good. He's picked up the AWP. So, free weaponry given away by Jenko there on that B site, as we do head into round number 11 now, 3-7. Didn't think I was going to be saying that in favor of Team Descend. AWP onto Tudson. No AWP right now brought up for the CT side, just Pulse's saved AK, and you mentioned before the fact that the AWP was not carried forward into this next round. Could be the difference maker from Method winning an eco, but round 11 and Descend should get to 8 here. That's going to be them winning the half.
Yeah.
8-3. If they win any more rounds, get to 9 or 10, I mean, that is huge upset potential leading into the second half. And right now, in the moment, they're playing this one slow. They want Method to get aggressive, to get frustrated, to over-aggress and walk into their crosshairs.
Thing is as well, what you've got to keep in mind here, if Descend are able to upset Method, even if they themselves then go on to have a really bad season and don't make it into the top 4,
it's worth it, yeah.
Method might be locked out, like we saw last season with XL. Do you remember where XL got locked out? Fish 123 took their spot due to the game versus Royals.
Oh, it was, the old XL lineup with Smooth on that one. Yeah, I remember.
So there's always potential of them actually blocking Method out if they do pick this one up. So Pulse finds the opening frag on towards Whisk as they now try and flood their way through. Nilzinho needs to do some more damage as well. Fires back and is going to be stunned to take the kill towards Frank, but unfortunately Pulse has been sent off to the burn towards Nuts. And it is just an abundance of kills going towards the T's right now as Artists and ACL rip their way through everyone in front of them. That is another round secured so easily.
Yeah.
Team Descend roaring to go right now. Method do have money though.
Clean round as well. 3 players staying alive right now for the T side. Let's see, 4,000 across the board. They can bob into the next one in case Method do win this. And then once again, Method be prone to the reset. Artist there, 13-5. 12 as well for Tudson. Whisk there, 4 for 6. Quiet game, but he did have that... I'm trying to think of a play he had, but I can't. Gosh. You know what? He's there in spirit. 8-3 up right now. 5-round advantage for Team Descend.
He's been beating the eggs, mate, to a nice pulp.
Yeah, exactly. Like with the Whisk.
Yeah.
So, 5 rifles right now for Method. They're obviously all forced up into the previous ones, which means no AWP for Weber towards mid, but he is obviously used to that rifle. Plays towards jungle, holds for the window boost, holds for the connector push, and he will play nice and slow based off of that. Molotov comes in, but there's no one towards B short for the CT side, so fairly wasted utility there, but then again, the smoke off the top of connector, he's worried that they might be setting up here for an execute or something towards that middle position towards connector.
To be honest, the Descend have just been rubbing their feet all over Method right now as well. They take whatever map control they want, especially towards mid, so easily. There's been no real contention from Method at all. Yeah,
surprisingly confident here as the big underdogs. They have nothing to lose, though.
Yeah.
And actually surprising, they've been winning some of these aim duels as well. The gap between the top and bottom of the UK scene gradually getting closer and closer. This will be a huge win for them if they do take this one. Prove that they are worthy of playing in a top 8 UK league. Top 8 teams in the UK league, sorry.
The thing is as well, it's quite important because obviously that spot will bring you towards that Mountain Dew League if you pick this one up. So they need to try and bring their A-game. Method here want to claw this one back, get themselves a good early start in the group stages as it's just a bloodbath into this round. Luckily enough, the CTs are actually fighting back a little bit. Now they get left in the 3 versus 3. Stanley gets overpowered as well by Artist's AK. Not the way they wanted this one to go down. Artist as well connects the follow-up headshot towards Jenko, leaving it all on Nilzinho. He's in the back line. He's slowly making his approach through. Could this be a little bit of naughty Nilzinho showing up here? Would he be able to do some damage? Connects the headshot on towards Whisk. He's not going to be beating anyone anymore. Slow approach through as well as he slowly Slips his way around, spots out Ardis, but it's not meant to be. There's a hat-trick of kills from Ardis. And Team Descend, another round on the board. They're showing no signs of slowing down. Method on the eco as well.
16-5 right now for Ardis. My goodness, is he having a good performance tonight. His debut on the big screen in the Premiership. And he's laying down the law right now with 16 frags. 9-3. Team Descend already got enough rounds. Well, I say enough rounds. They've already got 9 rounds. Even if it finishes 9-6 on your T side, sorry, you're going to be happy with that. Yeah. And also, we're going to be happy is playing versus an eco. Pistols for Team Method. They are giving up the 10th round for Team Descent on the first half. This is outrageous.
Absolutely insane play here. Leaving just 4 players already alive on the side of Method. Descend should be able to pick them off quite swiftly. They're playing it smart though. No reason to overcompensate. Go into the unknown unwillingly. So they will just be holding themselves back and play for picks. Pulse going to go for any information play as well. Pulse normally in these situations can do a bit of damage. But right now it seems like all confidence has left Method. Will be, actually just punish him with the CZ. You know he can be quite proficient like that. But the idea is as well, it's a full play towards the B-bomb site.
Yep, it is indeed Bomb and Co going towards the B site, and Don Frankie will be joining them as well eventually. So, Neil's into the USP towards B site. Can't really do too much unless he finds some incredible frags, but aim punch comes forward, and that does stop him finding that kill onto Ardis. Now on 17 kills. If he gets 20 kills in one half in his debut versus Method, I've got to be saying fair play to this guy. Be interested to know if someone could tweet me, actually, his age as well, at SlonCSGO on Twitter. Follow me as well. Would like that. But anyway, tweet me, because if this is somebody who's 17, then who knows? If he's 22, 23, whatever, then you want to say, okay, well that's quite unfortunate. But are we seeing the making of an up and comer?
Possibly.
You don't look too sure, mate.
Possibly. I don't know, mate. I'm a bit overwhelmed. I'm a bit surprised by this result. Obviously, they didn't really have too much of a hard fight to make their way here through that week in the qualifiers. So I got to say I have my doubts about them. But showing up like this against Method is a very good result, especially on Mirage as well. Nicely done. Pulse will actually find a frag towards the end of that round, though. And they go for the rebuy back into this. Pulse saved the AK as well, so they have a little bit more cash to splash.
But cash isn't about anything right now. I mean, you're 10-3 down versus Team Descend. It's not about the cash, it's about the rounds right now, Jack. AWP on both sides, Tudson versus Weber towards mid, potentially. But this is looking like the A exec from Team Descend. Let's see what the setup's going to be from the CT side towards A. They are playing one player towards A, that's Weber with the AWP. If the X2 comes in, that might actually not allow him to have any impact with the AWP if the flashes rain through, the smokes block off his vision. And you can see Pulse there playing towards Connector. They are playing the A side correct, though. When you play A, you play 2 together on that side, or you play 2 playing retake. You play 1 towards CT, towards Connector, or you're playing, your default, your fireboxes, your under balcony, your sandwich together. Yeah. Anyway, though, the X2 comes in, they have the A side now. It's all about the retake. The after plant here, they have to get good positions.
Let's see how this one will unfold. Jenko takes down Ardis. That's a huge critical frag there as well. Ardis is performing absolutely out of his mind for this matchup. Jenko and Pulse take a little bit of a tag, though. They're losing a few bits of health for that opening kill. The retake should be hard, but they're making it easier on themselves as Stanley swiftly eliminates Frankie. Luckily enough, Weber can trade there as well. Stanley comes back into the mix. This all on Tudson, forced to fall back. Looking like this should be the 4th round secured for Method. Possibly shaping themselves up for that 5-10 scoreline. Oh, Tudson peeks out, does punish Nilzinho, but the bomb will be defused. He can't run the risk of peeking again and doesn't want to lose the AWP.
What's crazy is the inexperience is definitely showing, right?
Yeah.
They have the whole site to themselves. You have 3 people having no idea where to go towards CT. If they had those AKs towards ramp, you had the AWP in Palace, you had 1 ramp, 1 Tetris, someone sandwich, some of the flashbang ready towards fireboxes or default to flash out so people can peek. That would be the round over. That's where the experience comes into play. But it's good to see they got the basics on lock anyway. But by now, holding for the contact play, and it's looking like Whisk might just walk into his crosshair.
Oh, there you go, Weber with the opening frag, takes down Tudson. Luckily enough, he tried to go for the contact play, but was out-AWPed by the old Brandon Weber. Now the push coming through into the site as well. They just want to explode out and hope for the best. Try and get themselves that 11-4 scoreline, but they have other ideas on the side of Method. They want to punish this. Stanley will come through, taking down Frank, but Whisk quick on the response there as he gets the trade back into the angle.
They can plant for mid, though. That's the problem. If they plant for mid, get in towards jungle, hold on to that vicinity of the map. Flashbang comes in and goes for the peak, but that's poor play there from Whisk. Gives up the whole of jungle and gives up the bomb plant.
Now then, left in a 3 versus 2. This should be a fairly easy retake, but Jenko actually gets punished as ACL will take him down, makes it a little bit harder. Nilzinho's on, needs to clear his angles, but he doesn't! Ardis pulls a fast one over him. He's pulled the walls over his eyes. Weber bounces out onto the site, showing off his aerobic performance, but that's going to be it. ACL will find the headshot. 11-4. If Descender are able to pick up the pistol round, this would be an absolutely abysmal game. But the thing is, if we look at recent history, this isn't that odd for Method. This is something that's been happening to them fairly consistently. Their CT side of Mirage has been struggling, but normally it's against
a lot better teams.
Yeah, it's against teams that you can accept this. You're like, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense. We know they've got a lot of structure. We know they've got it in their playbook. But this time around, they're getting absolutely bodied by Team Descent.
11-4. Yes, Team Descent did win the pistol, so you've got to be accounting for the extra 3 rounds.
Yeah.
But even then, minus that, what's that, 7 to 8 on your T side? But yeah, if Descent win both pistols here, we could be having a major upset. Probably the biggest upset we're going to see for the whole Premiership. I doubt it's going to be something bigger than this, but Team Descent, just what, potentially 1 round away from being in the league, in the running, sorry, to take out the big dogs. Ardis is 19. Maybe then, maybe. Got a few years on him. Problem is though, once you get to 19, that's the age where it's like, you either go half-assed at life and aim for CS, so you know, you go part-time at a job, or you do college or whatever. Or it's when you just go, you know what, forget about CS, I'm going to go for a job in, you know, your more common, like desk job, 9 to 5, go to uni, whatnot.
Cheers, Nods.
I'm just, you know, trying to see the future.
Looking into your crystal ball there,
of course, mate.
So, this is going to be the play coming out. Weber goes for the smoke over on towards Connector. You can see this already heavily playing with them. Nice smoke as well. You're able to get short. You would normally imagine scot-free, but Tudson actually finds the opening headshot on towards Tudson. Weber going to push through towards Connector now, trying to overpower them. And a nice play coming out from Method into this round. They are actually working their way through, but the responses are there.
This pistol is so crucial right now for Team Descent to win. Method are notoriously so strong on their T side. This frag here between Ardis and Weber could really set the pace as to who wins the second pistol.
It is going to be vitally important. Frank coming over as well. Weber has to drop on Ardis, but a bit of a whiff comes out Weber. That is unlike him. Ardis punishing him right now as he tears his way through. Nilzinho has to fire back, and this relies so heavily on Nilzinho and Pulse now to win the round off their dynamic duo, but it's not working out. Ardis with a flick punishes Pulse, and it all falls on towards Nilzinho. He's slow, but luckily enough, Nilzinho will not allow the upset to come through.
What on earth was that flick there from Ardis? 21 to 8 right now, really delivering. Whisk there, 5 to 11 on the flip side. Let's look at Method. 6 kills there for Pulse, 14 for Nilzinho. The captain leading the charge, leading by example.
Yeah.
That is such a big pistol to lose, though. Like, honestly, this is probably still 60-40 in favor of Method. The fact that they won the pistol, as long as they don't give up the round now versus the force buy, we could be seeing Method getting the momentum in their favor. They seem like such a big momentum team. They're either winning 5 rounds in a row or losing 5 rounds in a row. They don't really seem to be able to go back to forth with these teams.
They need that energy behind them. Very, very emotional team when you look at them on paper.
Of course.
They
majorly
need
emotional.
to be able to work together as a unit here and really get the fire behind them. If everyone's performing well, they're going to perform absolutely amazingly as a unit. But if the cracks start to show, that's when the issues arise.
That's the thing, though. They have so much to lose on Method's side right now. Whereas Team Descent, they have nothing to lose, they have everything to gain, all the respect as well. I mean, they've already got my respect so far, showing very high skill level. They remind me of like a Radix or a CEX potentially from a few months ago. Still though, smoke comes in towards window, and the bomb is towards mid. It's looking like a fairly standard B split versus the anti-eco. Go up short, take the long range jaws with the Galils.
Well, he gets the opening frag here on towards Wisp. Tudson trying to retaliate, but you can see panics a little bit. The cracks do show there as he wanted to try and get away with a deagle frag, and he will fall down. Instant push towards the B bomb site. They're going to fully commit to this, get the bomb planted, hold to those after plants, and ideally, this should be another round taken very swiftly by Method.
Should indeed. Team Descent might try to play for X's, try and pick up an AK and try to save that into the next round. Frank, though, does actually manage to line up both those frags on Chichenko and Stanley. Was that an AK? No, it's just the SMG's dropped. So nothing really too major out of the hands of Team Method so far. They still have the Glil and they still have the AK in their grasps. Pulse though does find that frag onto ADD. So 11 to 6 right now. Very similar to what we saw in Excel versus Reason, but then again, that's Excel versus Reason. This is Team Descent versus Team Method. XFM. Ex-nobodies on the Descent side, really.
Ex-heady poppers, mate.
Ex-heady poppers, yeah. Oh, that says it all, really, doesn't it? They are, they are really heady poppers. They are landing some good headshots. Poor after plants, poor teamwork, but that's what we expect from a lineup like this, right? Inexperience shows, but they are definitely delivering in terms of skills and definitely impressing me. So, I mean, the problem is right now, where is Whisk playing on this? Let's take a look at the CT setup, right? You've got Tudson there, who's usually been opening on that T side. He's... Oh, this is obviously the eco, so you can't really read too much into it, but let's just have a think, right? It's going to be interesting to see who is the mid player, if it is Tudson, if he's going to be opening for this side, who's going to be the B anchor, and who's going to be the A anchor as well, who's going to be the rotations and the connector player and the B short player. But that's all about learning and finding out more about these uncommon and unknown teams. So, Mac 10 on Stanley could just be used to flush out a site, see if they've stacked it, but right now, Team Descent just spread out across the board, spread out like it's a buy round as well, which generally isn't what you want on your ecos. Should be swamped here.
You'd imagine they should be overwhelmed indeed. Tudson playing on the off angle though, hoping he'll get at least some information, but he gets punished very early on by Pulse. And look how much map control Stanley's got here. He's able to overrun, clears the angles as you'd expect, not going to allow any shenanigans right now from the side of Team Descent, and he rips his way through them. That's an awful lot of cash being picked up, and it just falls to Frank the Tank and ACL to see if they can pull anything out of this round that looks already way too far gone. Frank potentially could actually get a kill on the board here as he does hold. If Stanley tries to take the fight through, he should overwhelm him, but Stanley not going to run the risk. He's a smart boy. Actually does push it. Stanley does.
Definitely not a smart boy. So, Frank here trying to get an extra $600 in the bank, and actually Jiggly peeking. Doesn't quite connect that one though. So, 4 alive.
You were going to say Jigglypuff. I didn't know why.
So was I. I was like Jiggly woo. Anyway, 4 alive right now for the T side. Money slowly but surely building. You can see 5,000, 6,000 there, so they can buy it for the next 2 rounds. Team Descent, they need to have consistency here on these buy rounds. They need to get 12, 13, try to make it 13-7, try to break that bank, because if they get reset, that could really be the gateway here for Method to come back into this one. Let's take a look at the setup as well. Artist and Tudson both AWPing. The middle player is 3. That is Mr. Tudson. Where is Artist going? He's going for the Astralis boost there towards B. That might actually pay off for them as well. You can see Weber leading the charge there towards the B apps. With the SMG, they want to get up close. This is a good position here. Oh, gets that first frag.
Artist kicking it off with an absolute bang, hungry for more as well, and he keeps it going. That's a dirty double coming out right now, but unfortunately for him, Stanley's been so stealthy, slips his way into the back line, and will punish them as he tears his way through them with the UMP, leaving them in a 3 versus 3 retake. The CTs do arrive quickly on the scene to try and respond to this, but surely they shouldn't be able to slip out. A near impossible retake to win as well, especially because they have no kits in hand, and only a Molotov as well. Such a hard round to win. They will push their way out. Stanley spots them though and pops the head of Frank very easily. Just Tudson and ACL left, and they realize it's time to get out of there. They want to cheese it out of their snods, but unfortunately they are dropping like flies. Stanley will grab the AWP, hungry for the final frag.
Ooh, a pre-fire.
ACL with a little pre-fire. Cheeky stuff.
That probably would look weird from his part. But anyway, AWP salvaged as Stanley picks it up and actually gives it back to Team Descent. So Tudson will be saying thank you very much. I mean, he finds those 2 entries there towards... finds those 2 entries there towards B.
Yes.
Whisk, though, I mean, all it takes is one player, I believe it was Weber there. Was it there? Was it Nilzini or Weber? But anyway, one player there, the UMP, to come in from the side, and no one's watching towards short, no one's watching towards the window jump out. What's meant to happen is you have one player hold balcony, and you have one player hold the window jump out. So obviously the AWPer is going to hold the balcony, which Artist did, and then Whisk should be playing towards bench, playing towards the front of site, and holding for the window jump out. Instead, flustered the moment they swarm the site and make it 11-8. It's going to be the reset now for Team Descent. Tudson, though, does find some effectiveness with the AWP salvaged, thanks to Stanley. But Artist there dinked up, and that might cause a rotation from the T's to head towards the B site.
Push coming through, Weber just being the annoyance towards the B bomb site. An absolute nuisance right now as he just keeps making his presence known, planting that seed of doubt in their minds, while the real play is towards mid. You can see how much map control they're actually getting. Team Descent, they can't really efficiently try and counter this. It would only be on Tudson's AWP. Luckily enough, Frank has been able to recover the AK as well from Pulse as he's gone for the risky play in towards Palace. Coming up close though is going to be Artist on the close angle to P250 here. He picks early. What? Jenko just goes round and is lonesome. Then the flash comes over. That was very awkward. Method seemed like maybe a communication issue there. Artist was dinked up as well. Whisk towards Van. He needs to find a frag here. Minimum does get the dink on the second shot as well. Stanley. Oh my god, Whisk!
Takes down Stanley with a 1 versus 2.
That's huge there from Wish, just what he needed to do in that situation. Leaves it all in the hands of Nilzinho. A 1 versus 2 retake is going to be hard, but using his utility effectively to try and give him a fighting chance into the round. Frank and Tudson, you can see, looking a little bit nervous into this one as well. They don't want to charge out into the unknown. They know that Nilzinho could still pick this round up, and he spots them out routes through the smoke, but it wasn't meant to be. Frank the Tank will rip his way through him. Defuse comes in, and that's 11 rounds now for Team Descent.
Why on earth did Stanley just pick up that AWP and throw it back to them? Yeah, they find the entry. That's the thing, right? The fact he found the kill onto Pulse towards Palace forced the T's to rotate towards B because they thought, well, they knew the AWP was in play towards A, so they go towards B and they walk into a stack. Whisk and Co play that crossfire, and you can see the first frag Whisk got there was so easy, and that second one there, Whisk showing what he's really capable of there. Artist now 24 for 11, and still Nilzinho and Co leading the charts. Nilzinho and Stanley there, sorry, leading the frag charts for the Team Method side. 12 to 8, a massive round there, won by the underdogs, as they do make the mid-jump. Spams come through the smoke, and actually Frankie will find a frag, but it's a fast reply and trade there, found by Jenko. Tudson are trying to make it a 3 versus 4 in his favor, but does eventually fall back.
Artis walking his way through here, trying to do something, hoping to at least have the map control. I mean, we're looking at this right now. Teams have taken an awful lot of map control. They have stuff to work with. Weber actually finds another frag as well as he pops the head of Tudson. Makes it manageable. Artist towards window. He does have free reign to actually cross right now.
This could be the reset as well. Method win this, get to 9. Win versus the Force by the Eco. They could easily be getting to 12-11, 12-10 scoreline. And once it gets equal, you've got to be thinking, can the underdogs really pull it through? Artist there. Gets to 25 now. Flash comes in. If he peaked with that, could have gone to 26. Frags, of course, I'm talking about. Let's see, they're pinned down towards window now. What can he really do?
Peek out, take the head off Jenko. It seems as it all falls to Nilzinho now. Nils aware of his location, but somehow Artist has just been able to run. What? Supreme finds the headshot as Nils beaks into him. And Artist is just a one-man army.
We're on the cusp right now of seeing a massive upset. I don't think we've seen an upset like this. We saw the Reason versus Method, that's one, but this is unbelievable. This is probably the biggest upset I think I've ever seen casting UKCS.
Yeah, if they're able to win this, it would be a huge result. A team with no real backstory to them beating the current top team.
Exactly, but to win it though, Descend will need 3. Method need 8. They need to double their rounds if they want a chance at taking this one and having the 1-0 lead. A good start for themselves in the Premiership, which they're favoured to win as well. Anyway though, into this round. 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s for Team Method. Decent utility as well, but his spread very thin. As they're executing towards A. Tudson with the first frag onto Jacob, but Pulse had a good reply. Pulse going to rip the head clean off of ACL as they try and do some more damage, but Frank actually rips his way through them. It isn't going in their favour at all right now. This could be the 14th round secured for Team Descend, putting them on a pedestal to attempt to pick up the game. But Stanley, given an AK-47, he won't give you a fighting chance. Rips his way through Whisk, but Artist is able to retaliate there, leaving them now with just 2 men left standing. They're not in great afterplants as well, but Weber makes the bad situation manageable. Rips his way through them with a scavenged Kalashnikov, leaving it all on Artist, the one-man army for Team Descend. Can he somehow pull this round out of the bag? Snods. What? Oh. The wall bang there. Artist right now, killing machine, carrying the side of Team Descend. So, 13 to 9, that's a big round to lose. That's the reset as well. You can see they're going to be on eco now. Method should get to 10. 13-10, 3 rounds behind for Method. I mean, slowly but surely they're clawing this one back. Thing is though, if Descend win 1 more buy round, right, and they get to 14 and they have a miracle round following that on the buy rounds, the upset potential is still obviously there. Now I'm playing towards that B site. Weber should be able to find a nice and open B bomb site for free to take if he does want to get aggressive and take that risk, but slowly but surely they are rotating all of these CTs in, and actually they might be able to approach behind him, but Stanley's holding towards underpass. Flooding their way through, Stanley going to try and keep him at bay, and the nade will roll down, does find 1 kill. As he eventually takes down Hudson. Is also going to be Artist falling, just leaving 3 players on the side of Team Descend. Method need to get this one. They need to get it cleanly as well. Set themselves up, start giving them some momentum once again in their favour, and get 10 rounds on the board. Yeah, it's important they win this round clean as well. They can't allow themselves to lose a round and get reset. Yeah. If that happens, and they're forced back onto 3 Tech 9s or whatever, that could be it. Biggest upset I've ever seen so far casting UKCS. All 6 months of it. So, obviously this is the eco round, and there's 3 unarmoured P250s, or Whisk has armor, but nevertheless, 3 unarmoured people versus 5 fully equipped players. So, next round we've really got to be thinking about right now. 13 to 10, I mean, what do you really do if your team descend right now? The double up setup was working fairly well. Method, I found success towards that B-bomb site as well. You could try and go for double play towards connector, but you can see Method as well. They're playing so passive towards mid. I don't think that really work. It might be best just to play 2-1-2 default. Try and have the AWP work around the map, trying to find an entry for your side. Try and have Hudson find that 4 versus 5, that entry kill. And then from there, play it slow and have the team Method side walk into your crosshairs on the sides.
Yeah, just slow it down a little bit. I mean, we've seen an awful lot of aggression throughout Team Descent's debut here. That's been sort of their aim to try and win the game off the back of that. Just great individual performances. Ardis obviously 1 frag away from dropping a 30 bomb here in just 23 rounds.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard. 18 to 17 for Whisk there, 29 for Ardis. So big differences from top and bottom of the scoreboard. 9 there for Jenko. Wow. So you've got 2 players right now underperforming for both these teams. Jenko, the
That's
person,
a big one.
Yeah, exactly. This is the person who's really going to be fragging, right? He's brought in to replace Fry. Fry is known for the frags. Ardis though, getting aggressive. Flash comes in from Weber. Oh my God, well played, he finds it. This could be it though, the one-man advantage I was talking about. They get that 1 kill, and now play fairly passive. Allow the T's to have control of mid. Let them have mid. Play on your sites, but play the trade game. Have good crossfires. Have good CT setups on A, on B, and tunnel them into a site, into your crosshair.
But is that inexperience going to shine through? Or will Method actually be able to pick this one up? They spot out ECL and they rip the head clean off him. Hungry more as well, but Pulse able to bite off more than he can actually chew. He's going to go in too deep. He overcommits and gets punished because of this, leaving just 3 players on the side of Method. Frank, up close here. Flashbang goes out, so they're going to try and blind him and push straight through, but he's absolutely fine. Finds 1 headshot over there as well. So Jenko finally comes into his own. Jenko needs to be that star power. Is he aware that there's a man already behind him? It's Ardis! And Ardis finds the shot with the AWP. That's a double kill for him. And another round, 14 Descend. Method going to be furious with themselves.
How on earth are they letting this one slip? Thankfully though, this is the first week of the Premiership. You know, if this was later on and you know, we had that ESL versus the old Royals game, we had that massive upside there. That's probably the second biggest one I've seen after, if this one goes through. But anyway, though, you spoke about how important it was to have clean rounds, right? And look at it now. Tech9 onto Nilzinho, UMP onto Stanley, and 3 AKs. They're going for the B. Ooh, wasn't the B rush? They are starting to walk now. They're going to be walking into Whisk, who's had a fairly quiet game so far, but can he step up when his team really needs him?
Molotov goes down to try and divide him. They either have to commit through it or hold back, but they do opt to just push straight through. And it's Hudson for the hat-trick. Hungry for more as well, just tearing his way through the opposition. Hudson individually performing amazingly into that round, but Pulse fires back. That's 2 AK kills on the board for him. But ACL, he's on the sights, nods. He could be such a nuisance. Peeks at the right time. The head comes clean off a Pulse, but Nilzinho fires back. Once again, Neil's in a clutch situation, but Ardis rips his way through with the AWP, peeks out. That's 15 rounds on the board for Descend. And Method are going to be so confused at what they even bring to the table here. 32 kills for Ardis. He has been the key fragger. Think about that, yeah.
Hudson finds a 3K, and that's still a 1 versus 2. So these rounds are so close between both sides. You can see $0 on every single player right now on the T side from Method. They've fully bought into this round. They know exactly what's up for grabs. This is match point. Match point away from a massive upset. Whisk, though, making it more possible, but he is instantly traded out. Goes 1-for-1 versus the Pistols. Getting aggressive here. Maybe getting a little bit antsy. Trying to force the issue, trying to force the win.
It's very true. It seemed like maybe a little bit of overconfidence there potentially coming out from Stanley. Frank getting a bit overwhelmed now, but he keeps his composure as he tries to find these kills. Eventually will dispatch Jenko, and Pulse trapped on his lonesome now as well.
Hudson towards connector. Trying to see if he can get this frag hit onto Weber towards underpass. Molotov comes in towards ramp. They've cleared out Tetris. And now the 1-man lead. The bomb towards ramp. Ardis there with the AWP rotating back now towards B. Are they? Do they know, sorry, the potential for a window boost? I think, yeah, LED is watching it for that. So they are anticipating that. It's all down to Frank, though. Oh, he does fall. That's an entry there for the site, and now you can see the remaining players. The Tech9s they have as well. Hudson has to kill Weber, and he does just that! And now it's only 2 players left.
This is ridiculous. 2 players just trapped with their Tech9s. They have been able to take site control, but still need to do so much more. This is such a big task in the hand of the Method players in this situation. You can't favour them at all, but they are able to fall back. They're getting themselves into these afterplants. Hudson Flashbang goes out, trying to allow himself to do something here, but they get counter-flashed. They're held at bay. Pulse has been able to scavenge an M4 as well to play with into the late round here, but they have 3 players and so much utility. Just push in and overwhelm the opposition. At the same time, they're aware of the T's locations, but they're firing out these shots, but they can't quite connect them. Pulse, a double kill comes out, steps up massively in this clutch situation where he needs to really do some damage. ACL gets overwhelmed as well. Nozinho will put him down and Descend, unfortunately, not able to pick that one up. Method will secure it and get themselves the cash they need to have a fighting chance.
It's a round you can't be losing there. 3 versus 2, retake versus an M4 and a Tech 9. And the experience shines through as they somehow manage to claw that one back. 15 to 11 now. 4 rounds separating these 2 teams. And eventually it's going to be 3 because Team Descent going to be taking this one to Eco. Method now should be able to get to 12, and at that point you've got 2 buy rounds left. Okay, you're gonna have the buy round once Method at 12, and then the buy round again once Method at 14. So 2 more chances for Team Descent to close this one out and have a major upset.
Now going to be making their play towards this A-bomb site. Frank up close personally with a P250. Snods gets the dink off, but no actual frags as Jenko is able to overpower him. Now fully committing, exploding their way out towards the bomb site, and they just run Supreme, running rampant with these rifles. Pulse finally kicks himself up as well. He's got some energy behind him, and it's all left on Artist. Trapped on his lonesome. You don't expect too much out of the powerhouse that is Artist, and Pulse will go through with a nice little 4K into the round. Method keeping it trucking, but that is against the Eco. Now is where it gets serious again. Method, of course, they're still fighting to get themselves to that
Eco?
overtime situation. They actually go for the Eco.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. So, okay. They had 2 chances. So they could have gone for a full M4 by now.
Okay.
12. Obviously, this should be the buy right now. And then you'd have another buy, because you get 3.4k, and then you're on 13. 3.4k again, you'd have another buy, right? So the idea is you'd have buy at 12 and 14, but instead, they've doubled Eco, which means they're going to have a full buy on 13 and a quasi-buy on round 14. So maybe some miscalculations or some bad maths here from Team Descent. Maybe not anticipating actually how many buys they could have, but you've got it here, right? 6,000 onto Tudson. You can have the AWP, full utility as well. All to play for now for the Team Descent. Oh, double upset as well. Artist has been playing lights out, hasn't he, really?
Yeah. That's the thing with the AWP in his hands as well.
He's a good spawn. I mean, if he goes for the mid jump here, he could try and find the first kill. Let's see if he has the confidence to go for it. Does fail just a little bit. Let's see. Ooh, that's probably the worst.
Yeah, that mechanics
there. Okay. Anyway, he is, landing the shots. That's all that matters. You don't have to land the jumps always. Bomb, though. Nozinho carrying that one. Drops that. Luckily for him, no one towards close ramps. They won't be hearing that bomb drop.
It's interesting as well how actually you do notice this with a lot of these players. Mechanically, they're nowhere near as sound as Method in terms of individual performance, but they are still landing those shots consistently.
I mean, anyone could go and DM and practice that, right? They've all got thousands of hours played in this game. At the end of the day, it's how you play your after plants, it's how you play the 3 versus 3s, the clutch, it's how you communicate that really separates these players. We've seen some weaknesses on the T side from Descend on their after plants, and that's where the experience does shine through. Anyway, though, a stalemate at 1 minute. As we're still in a 5 versus 5. No early aggression seen so far from both sides. But it's looking like another A take. They've had success with this before. Nozinho and Weber now towards mid. Weber towards underpass. He's had frags there towards connector and backstabs as well. Can he mimic that into this most important round?
Yeah, this is massive. If Descent pick this one up, it's going to be an absolutely huge upset. It would be ridiculous if they were able to do so.
ADD now, watching for the window boost. And for the cross towards jungle, the molly comes in now. That's going to allow the T's to push out through connector unharmed.
Pulse going to be going for the pre-fires. They now push their way out. Tudson gets the first strike, but it's Weber and Jenko as a dynamic duo to start to fire back. There's another kill coming out from Weber as well. Weber hungry for more as he spots out Whisk to trying to hold. He knows that he's got them pent in, and they have to fall back. The 14th round has been claimed by Method.
It's so important they save as well. If they save, they can drop over 2 guns. And they can have a 4 rifle buy up onto the next one. I don't know, man. This is getting really, really close right now. You've got to be rooting for the underdogs, of course, right? Who doesn't love seeing the upsets and the underdog storyline? But Method right now, they're looking confident. They finally got the momentum in their favor. They were, was it 15 to 10 or 15 to 11? Yeah, it was 15 to 10 down, and now finally 15 to 14. The aforementioned match point.
Thing is as well though, it seems consistently you see this a lot with teams that are the underdogs. When they get themselves that match point situation, they do let it slip occasionally. That's pretty good as well. They're holding on to those AKs. Even though Pulse has gone down, he can still rebuy it, but they would have been struggling to buy if they fell.
I mean, if this goes OT, you really have to be favouring Method, right? They found their footing to this game. They finally got warmed up across the board. Anyway, though, round number 30. 32 frags here for Ardis. If he gets a 3K, 35 frags. Could you imagine that? Anyway, those gain my respect. Let's see if the whole team can as well if they take this one. Buy is going to be 5 AKs from the side of Method. They could go for a B execute maybe, but the mid-control towards A has been fairly effective for them so far. Let's see if they're going to use that one to close out overtime.
Yep. Early aggression towards this B1 site, just making their presence known. You can see the fingers of Method as well. They've been using that very slow prey style, and Descent don't know how to counter that. And
see if Method will flash towards mid, or if Ardis will be able to find himself another opening frag for his side. Molotov comes in towards Connector. Flash does come in, but he shoots and falls back. Goes for the reface as well, spots Jenko out. Still, slow plays here from both sides. Neither team wants to give the other side an advantage. And the advantage will be 25 damage at that. Apart from that, though, not really too much happening. Ardis here, still playing so aggressive towards CPL and towards Window. Might get caught off guard here, and if he falls, that should spell the end. And overtime.
Forced that position as well now because of the Molotov. You can see the CTs, they look panicked, whereas Method still look very calm and collective into this. Still playing it as they would normally in any other round. The Sen, though, you can see every time they go out for these peaks, the pressure is on them. Tudson trying to hold them back as well. He can spot them out, tags down Weather so low. The nade as well, but he gets caught with his pants down the wrong timing. But the nade actually did get thrown.
4 versus 4 now. Weber taking out the pitch. He's been so crucial for Method to come back into this one. ADD as well might be able to spot the toes from Pulse, but Pulse is so acute to this angle. Oh my goodness, 2 frags here found for the CT side. A 4 versus 2. This is winnable now, Jack.
This is ridiculous. Nilzinho and Jenko have to do everything. Ardis turns away because of the flashbang. The push comes over, but Nilzinho gets dispatched. And it all falls on towards Jenko. In a 1v3 Jenko, this hasn't been his best game so far.
Exactly that. It's been quiet so far, but right now he really needs to deliver. Show us the true potential he has. Molotov, no smoke. Whisk allows him to go past, but knows exactly where he is. Jump towards the side, but Whisk is pushing through. This might turn into 1 versus 2, but no! 16 to 14.